everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. We're still working on the towel, and actually, way to go, dog. The dog just decided she wanted to break something. Anyway, hold on a second. Be right back. Good Lord. Alright, I guess she didn't actually break anything, but anyway. So we're working on the Kroot. We've got the majority of the workload done. You know, getting them on the bases and whatnot. Our bases for the crisis suits came in. So all of, well, you can't see it, but up here, hold on, let me see if I can kind of move it. No, it does not want to bend. Nope, not gonna happen. All right, anyway, so all of our crisis suits have bases now, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 crisis suits with 3 crisis suit commanders because I had them. So I guess if I want to swap out the HQs, I can, you know, with ethereals or something like that, and then I'll have 3 more crisis suits or whatever. But what I'm working on right now is probably the worst part of the Kroot, is the arms, and it's the worst part of arms because you have to literally, I mean, you really have to line these guys up right or it just won't work. It just, especially this one right here, with the elbow, you know, almost 90-degree bend, it has to be in just the right spot or it's just not going to work. So but yeah, we've got, you know, we've already sanded all these guys down, you know, legs, torsos, all that's put on, and we're just getting these arms put on. Once we do that, it's the heads, then after that it's the shoulder pad, and then for all intents and purposes we are done with the Kroot, because I'm not going to bother putting the details on until I figure out, or till I get to the painting stages and I've got everything how I'd like it to be. As you can see, we don't have that many to go. It's just a tedious process. There's more actually over here at the camera. For whatever reason, I guess I just have it too far over in the gimbal. It's not picking it up. But basically, if you're looking at this, there's a row of 7. So there's at least on your camera 2 more rows. And these are the 2 that I just put together from this stack over here that are the 90-degree elbows and the I don't know, this other 45-degree-ish one. So I have those now as an example of the spacing that I need, and that's what I'm going to work on. And then once we're done with these guys, we are essentially done with the Tau except for the Riptide and the broadside battle suits, which we'll be putting together. So, whoops, man, I went on the wrong side already. Look at that. Crazy, 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 crazy. Alright, so this guy, we've got to work this out, the spacing between the chest and everything. So anyway, it's also, I mean, while I did sand it down, this plastic is very, I don't know, man, it's just like super slippery or for some reason, and I don't know why. But anyway, let's see here. Trying to think. And of course now it wants to stick to my fingers. But anyway. Oh, goodness. Never seems to fail. Hey, Caden, what's going on? Sorry I didn't look right up. Thank you. I noticed that, I don't know if any of you have noticed that are involved in Games Workshop or the hobby, but they have opened up the pre-order stuff again. What does this mean to you? It means that there's stuff that you may have wanted, like, you know, some of the vampire stuff and whatnot. I'm not really into all of that. I was watching a video from someone else, and I'm in agreement with him that I think that the vampire stuff has gone off the deep end. So I just don't like the way the models look, whatever, or the faces rather, really. But one thing that I am happy about, and unfortunately I'm not going to be buying them at the moment, so I'm assuming they'll still be around, as the new skeleton models for AOS. They look really awesome. The zombie models, I think they look a lot better than the old ones like I have, that I'll be putting together mainly for, I guess they're basically going to be, you know, just more Nurgle type whatever, whenever I get around to that. But the only issue I had with it is it seemed like they had, with the zombie stuff, they had too many of the same pose. You know, where basically you had, you know, 3 with the zombie bent over with a tombstone on his back like he's carrying it. I guess that could be cool for 1 in the package, but not 3. I mean, come on. And then there were some other ones that had like a shovel and some other things like that, which just didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. One of them had like a branch growing out of his shoulder or something like that. But anyway. Okay, this is gonna, probably should not have glued that side. I don't know what I was thinking. Or rather that I wasn't. Put it that way. Okay. Why is this one? Oh. How did I miss that? Huh. Somehow I did. Apparently these have 4 on them versus 2. That stinks. But I missed it on the other one too. Yep, sure did. Okay. So yeah, we're getting there. We're almost, you know, we're getting drawing to the end of this Tau army, putting it together. Needless to say, obviously the longest one, and it's my fault. Couldn't have come at a worse time, you know, when you got other things to do, like, you know, having a baby. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, the one army that I was dreading putting together, and I just had to draw it out on myself. So I think we're going to be good to go here. Like I said, we don't really have that many left to put arms on. And now that I'm thinking about that, let me see something here. What we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27. And technically there are 3 on each one of these. Alright, so we've got plenty, looks like, to where I don't have to deal too much with that 90-degree offset if I don't want to. I don't know, we'll see. It might not be that bad. Excuse me. COVID. Man, it's pollen season. Gotta love it. Like I've said before, I never had allergies till I moved here, where we live. So you may be wondering why I have such a large crewed force. The goal was to be able to play smaller scale battles with nothing but a crewed army, because technically the crewed have their own army, you know what I'm saying? So, or they did, and that, you know, so all of this stuff was purchased a long time ago with that, holy crap, with that in mind. So not too bad. I'm trying to remind myself that I'm still, when I put that shoulder pad on them, you're not going to see that imperfection in the join for the shoulder and whatnot. But you still have to make up the gap between the hand, the wrist, and the arm, you know, near the forearm. So there's that. And I've been wanting to do more gaming, but I really need to get this army done. You know, whether it's Tabletop Simulator or Dawn of War or whatever, but we'll get to it. So Arrow, if you're out there, I haven't forgotten. Salgo, same for you. Haven't forgotten you. Just been busy. This thing does not want to glue, man. And I sanded all these down to give them some purchase, you know. Alright, we're gonna let that sit there. Let's pull off some more of this, and we're gonna try to hopefully do without trying to think how many of these guys I had that I don't know. Obviously I want some randomization with their stuff here. I'm going to leave these over here just in case I somehow have the count wrong. You never know. And dealing with this many models, I'm not going to lie, it has been a challenge once having them opened, and you come up with a plan for everything. How are you going to put them together, all this kind of stuff, and then you turn around and, you know, you still you know, things still just don't seem to go as planned for some reason, or you feel like you've lost stuff, you've miscounted. Man. I think this guy can get away with that upward angle. If I can just get his arm to glue on. And I mean, in the horde of what all of this is, nobody's gonna notice anyway, you know. And my plan is to go more grim dark with all of this stuff, not bright, you know, colors and things like that. And there's still plenty of little, you know, gadgets and widgets or whatever to put on these guys. And of course, you didn't even come close to matching up with him. There we go. Stuff's so tiny as well. It's somewhat of a challenge. But like I'm saying, if you look at this, see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. If you take a look at this guy, you see that gap right there on his right arm as you're looking at it? That's going to be covered up. You know, you're not going to be able to see that. So, not a whole lot there that you have to fret about or worry about. It's not that I can't make it work. It's just that it's, in a way, too much time and effort for nothing. And you can always go back if it really bothers you and put green stuff or whatever in the gap, you know what I mean? But trust me, nobody's gonna even, you know, remotely notice that once, you know, it's sitting on the battlefield or whatever. Now you guys will know if you remember because you've watched this video, but again, the chances are you probably won't be able to pick it out. Come on, man. Yeah, next step will be the head, putting the heads on, cutting the heads out, and then gluing them on. And putting the shoulders on. Kind of like the little pirate guns that they would have for pistols. That being said, I think I'm just going to go ahead and roll right through this. That way I'm cleaning, you know, keep my area squared away here. So unlike what you guys have seen me do before, where I just go into a mad rush of clipping things off, I really can't. I mean, I guess I could, but it doesn't seem to work out that well doing it that way with these guys. And I'm down, you know, I'm almost done with these guys anyway, so there's really no point. But just for whatever reason, the arms just seem to, if you screw up at all, I mean, you really are screwed, you know. I mean, you're never going to figure out what arm went where. Just saying. But I am going to go back to the way I was putting those guys together in the first place. So this guy needs that gap. And of course it rotated on me. Come on, man. Yeah, again, the plastic is so slippery. Between not wanting to glue and slipping out of your hand, or, you know, off of your fingers, just trying to hold it in place, it's kind of a pain. I won't lie. Yep, just like that. About how it works. But I think in the end it'll all be worth it. I mean, literally all I've got left are these guys, 6 Crisis battle suits, and the Riptide, and well, and the 2 drones that go with the Riptide, but that's neither here nor there. And then the possibility of, I don't know, I'm not sure what a Riptide costs these days. Probably as much as that entire box set cost me, for all I know. But yeah, I guess Games Workshop has figured out their, supposedly figured out their manufacturing issues, whatever that was. Nope. Did not line up like it was supposed to. Come on. Problem is, anywhere you go to grab, get a grip on the weapon or whatever, even with glue on my fingers and everything else, you still end up, you know, friggin' somehow pushing the plastic into your hands enough that it wants to separate from what you just glued it on with. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. and the vote is in from my wife. Next army working on is going to be Chaos. At least a Chaos army, since I have all 4. I've just got to figure that out. I think what I'll probably do to make it easy on myself is I'll go ahead and roll with the Thousand Suns first, since they're their own thing, because that's how I want to play them all by themselves for the most part, unless I ever do a massive Chaos Undivided, you know, whatever. Then I'm going to move on, I think, to Nurgle or Slaanesh, and then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the Khorne one, because I mean, of course, I have plenty of demons, you know, so I can just have a demon army as well. But I gotta figure out the Khorne one, because I'm not sure if there's actually gonna end up being 5 or not. It depends on how many Chaos Marines I have and things like that. Just not really sure on that one. And of course, my Khorne one, none of the 4 major factions, I don't want to have anything in there like Chaos Cultists or anything. I just want, you know, I mean, if they have Poxwalkers and stuff like that, that's fine. Yeah, that part's completely fine. But I don't want to put, you know, Cultists in with the Thousand Suns. I don't want to put Cultists in with the Nurgle, you know, or, you know, Plague Marines or Death Guard. That's just, in my opinion, just stupid. Chaos Undivided, sure. You know. Now that does not include the Chaos Knight that I have that'll go with, I mean, well, it might, I don't know, we'll have to see. Because I'm trying to look at what all I can do. Like, for instance, Thousand Suns, having a Knight that could, you know, go with them per se. Potentially a Nurgle, you know, or Plague Knight. And then, you know, of course, all of those are going to be conversions. And I will have to look at how I'm going to do those conversions. And I don't think that's the route I want to go right now, because it's going to slow me down way too much when I start doing all that. I think that's something I'll do on the back end when I start, you know, putting things together for knights and stuff. I'm really looking forward, though, to getting everything put together and starting to paint, because that's gonna be even more fun for me anyway, and especially teaching you guys how I do it. Of course, depending on what's going on, we'll either be here at this desk or we'll be downstairs at the, you know, in the game room. It's just gonna depend. Most of my painting stuff and everything is set up for down there, and it's probably safer for everyone involved, especially with the little ones running around. The only issue I'll have is I won't, I don't know, I'll have to work on the time frame and everything like that, because you know there's still chores and things like that that have to be done. I'm always trying to find a better way to grip this stuff when I go to put it together, but man, all the sharp points and everything to make things look bladed and whatnot, they just always seem to stick right into the groove of your fingers, and as soon as you think you got something glued, man, it pulls it right off. I don't care if you're using plastic cement, crazy glue, super glue, whatever, it just doesn't matter. Of course. Just wanted to give those guys a little bit of time to dry, so I'm not fighting the other side of the model, if you know what I mean. I mean, they're probably still going to be somewhat loose, but depending on how I treat it, whether or not my fingers get glued will determine how I'm able to pull this. Gosh, man, really? Doesn't take much to glue it to you, but man, trying to make it glue to itself is sometimes a challenge. And you always have to flip the model over to make sure you have the alignment everywhere. Otherwise you're going to be really upset when you get around to painting it and realize everything changed. You're going to be like, how did that even happen? Believe me, it happens. Why can't they all go on that easy and line up that well, right? I don't think this is going to help me at all, but it might this time. Nope. Not going to work. Gotta get a hold of this dude's elbow. Come on, stop sticking to me here. Sometimes it's a legitimate struggle. Or as you younger folks say, the struggle is real. Makes me laugh. Nope, does not want to play ball. Let's see here. What I can do to maybe dry that up some. Sometimes it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Other than take the glue off and do it again, of course. The problem we have with this particular join point is that we're trying to push the model into itself to bridge the gap. Unfortunately for this one, I'm going to have to sit here and hold it. Yeah, I mean, we're making it, you know. What do we got left here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Not too many. It looks like we finally got him. I'll let that dude sit over. Nope. I knew he was going to do that, you son of a gun. And the arm just finally came off. So there's that. Oh, gosh, man, I tell you. Back to the drawing board. Literally. Yep, that stinks. I don't know what the purpose was for all of this nonsense of making these horrible join parts like this to where you can just, you know, you have to worry about joining the plastic together at a, you know, midpoint of the model, and it's really annoying to me. I mean, there's, in my personal opinion, there's no reason for it. just, you know, complicates things more than it needs to be. I'm sure it was a great idea at the time, but in my opinion, not very good in application or execution. Just ridiculous. Man, I just can't believe I'm having such a problem with this one freaking arm here. Come on. Oh man, I tell ya. Freaking stupid. Come on. Get on there. I think the glue has me sneezing now. Alright. Well, if anything, that gave the rest of these time to dry, didn't it? Looks like it's holding now. But we'll sit it over there for now. Excellent. Why can't they all be like that? Just go right together. Look at that. Maybe that was the price. That was the price I had to pay for those two to go together like that. Who knows? I did not put any glue on that connection point. Come on now, quit being an idiot. Starting to think I need to stay away from this particular one. No, that one went together just fine. So maybe the problem is I had it too far out, like away from the chest. Yeah. All right. Well, let's cut some more. All you can do. Slaying the gray. One step at a time, which for us at the moment is just putting them together. We're not even at a level of painting yet. Goodness. But I went downstairs today and took a look at my stuff, you know, that I've already accomplished, and that gave me some more motivation. Because even though it's not painted, it looks good in the case, and you know, that's a big part of it. I mean, it's a lot of models that I've put together in such a short time, especially with our schedule and everything. Even to the point that one of my family members that's here, who has no interest whatsoever in Warhammer, miniatures, whatever, they don't even understand it or in any way, shape, or form. They looked at everything and said, wow, that's impressive. So that was kind of nice to hear. And again, the goal here is to be able to start playing with them, you know, or be able to play with them at any point. I mean, what's the point of them sitting in the box, you know, not put together, right? Of course, that's the question I should have been asking myself for decades. Alright, why does this one not want to glue? It's being a turd. My understanding too is the next White Dwarf, even though it's supposed to have the Fallen in it, however that's going to be, which I'm kind of excited for because that's one of my favorite armies, and an army, oh yeah, I forgot I have that Chaos army I got to put together, however we're going to call that. They're not going to be very big though, even though it says, I guess, in the new lore that the Fallen are gathering in Legion or something like that. Legion strength. That's going to be, you know, more like your, I don't know, 250 to 500 point battle type deal. Pretty much just Space Marines, you know, with no real crazy weaponry or anything like that. Just, you know, something fun to have or do. But anyway, supposed to be Cursed City stuff in the new White Dwarf. I don't own the box set. I don't really have a desire. I can get my hands on 2 of them right now if I'd like to. I know exactly where they are, but it's not something I really, you know, want. I might revisit it just to see what, you know, models are really in there, especially if you can get, like, you know, the skeleton stuff and whatnot. But I didn't see anything when I first initially looked at it that caught my eye. Again, I'm not really into the whole vampire thing. They don't look nice to me. I think I showed you guys in a different video what they had revealed, if you will, on Warhammer Fest. And that was, in my opinion, was pretty disappointing. You know, you got that one model that literally, it looks like they took the half of a model and stuck it on the area where the head goes for another one. I mean, it literally looks like that. There's no other way around it. I mean, I get it. They're trying to give that vampire model, or whatever the heck it is, I'm assuming they're still vampires, you know, this monster, you know, esque appearance with 4 arms and, you know, big stupid, you know, bestial legs and stuff like that. But it doesn't look good to me. It doesn't have any synergy to me. And, you know, there may be plenty of, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are loving it. Right on, man. You do you. But what I feel is happening is Games Workshop is trying to capitalize completely, not on, you know, I mean, mostly on the match play deal. So the bigger, more ridiculous, in stats, tougher model that, you know, they can make and charge for, that's going to win games, people are going to buy, because that's what they, you know, they want to win. I don't want to admit to this, and I really want to be wrong, but I think that the days of narrative campaigning, narrative gaming, stuff like that, they're dead, because half the people, it seems like, that play these days don't even know any. Oh, man, of course we'll keep dropping it on the floor. Don't know any of the lore, and I'm not saying you have to, okay, but I mean, they're, you know, they're a one-track mind. They're a different type of gamer, you know, and that's completely fine. And if that's where the money is, and that's what Games Workshop has to do, you know, that's fine too. I just feel like some of the narrative stuff, you know, like what they threw. Are you kidding me right now? You were just glued on there. The stuff they include in the rule book regarding open or narrative play, I think it's more last minute crap that they just throw in there. It's not really what their, you know, what their focus is. And the times change, and that's just the way it is. The rest of us just have to deal with it. I noticed also, in my opinion, it seems like to me also with all of these, you know, headquarters type or leader type models, I mean, I guess they're still technically characters, but it almost seems like we're going backwards. Now, I never played 2nd edition, but I was told that pretty much back in 2nd edition, depending on how your character was, a single model could just take out entire armies. Well, that's, you know, to me, that's not Warhammer, you know what I mean? There's no clash of armies and, you know, epic battles and things like that. And I think, I honestly feel like that's the direction that we're headed right now. You know, it is what it is. Trying to line this up like that one in front of me here. As far as the angle away from the chest. But I have a feeling these are not the same gun. And they aren't. Gosh, man. Springy. Of course, the body pose is not the same either. Which was the point. I wanted some sort of randomness, because most of it's the same, as you can see, and there's not really anything I can do about that. let's just say I'll be happy when I'm done putting these arms and stuff together. But either way, we are persevering through this. We are accomplishing the goal. And we will be able to benefit from playing any army that we could possibly want. Which of course is the goal. I know this isn't the most exciting thing watching this, but you gotta start somewhere. And again, if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to go back to the very first video and see what this endeavor is, why it's being done. It's a, you know, dare I say, massive endeavor by one person. Self-imposed endeavor, mind you, because I mean, nobody made me buy this stuff with myself. But it's, you know, it's a goal that I've been in this hobby for decades, and I'm finally in my life able to make the headway that I need to sit down and get this stuff done, and it's finally coming together. The easier route would have been to give up, sell stuff for a discounted rate on eBay or whatever, but that's not what I wanted. I want these armies. I want to be able to look at them. I want to paint them. I want the completion, you know, the knowing that I was able to go the distance for my hobby, and that's really, you know, all that matters. And I don't know, it might even be a world record. One guy doing this, not a team of people, but one person. But who knows? I have no clue. Man, if they could only go together like that every time, right? Oop. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, you did. You slid apart, you son of a gun. Man, I should have left him alone. We got to work though. I think this guy's good to go now. So there we are. So what are we down to now? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 more recruit that gotta have arms put on them, and we are done with that. Then it's just heads, shoulder pads, and these guys, other than little detailed things, they are complete. And all of that can come later. Won't even be a thing. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, give a comment after the video is up, because it really helps the channel. Like and subscribe. Definitely pass the word. Check us out on Twitter. You know, say hi to us, follow us. We're also on Instagram. And if you feel like supporting the channel, Patreon link is in the description below. And we'll see you next time.